Sometimes we look at certain people and wonder why they seem to understand things more easily. But what does intelligence really mean? It's not just about getting perfect scores on tests or knowing a lot of facts. Real intelligence is something much deeper and more interesting. It's about how you see the world, how you think, and how you learn from everything around you. Imagine your mind is like a curious explorer, always looking around, always wanting to learn something new. Some people have this explorer inside them without even realizing it. They ask questions, they notice things that others might miss, and they're not afraid to think differently. Intelligence isn't about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being open to new ideas, being willing to change your mind, and finding creative ways to solve problems. Think about how children learn. They're not worried about looking silly or making mistakes. They touch things, they ask questions, they try again and again. That's actually one of the most intelligent ways to live. Adults often forget this. They get scared of looking wrong, so they stop exploring. But the most incredible minds are the ones that keep that childlike curiosity alive. They understand that every mistake is actually a chance to learn something amazing. Some people think intelligence is like a fixed thing. You're either born smart or you're not. But that's completely wrong. Your brain is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. When you challenge yourself, when you try things that seem difficult, you're actually making your mind more powerful. It's not about being perfect. It's about being willing to grow, to learn, to understand things a little bit deeper each day. Have you ever noticed how some people seem calm even when things get tough? That's a kind of intelligence too. It's not about knowing everything. It's about staying steady inside, about understanding that life is full of ups and downs. Intelligent people don't get stuck when something goes wrong. They look at the problem, they think about it, and they find a way forward. They see challenges as opportunities to become stronger. If these words feel like they're pulling something inside you, let yourself respond gently, perhaps with a like or a quiet moment shared below. And if this journey resonates, follow our channel. We are creating a space where anyone can learn about themselves with calm and clarity. Your path to understanding yourself is waiting, and it starts right here, right now. The world is full of different kinds of intelligence. Some people are great at solving math problems. Others are amazing at understanding how people feel. Some can create beautiful art, while others can fix complicated machines. Intelligence isn't about being good at one thing. It's about being curious, being willing to learn, and believing that you can always grow and change. Imagine your mind like a garden. Some people water their garden every day. They read books, they try new things, they talk to people who think differently. Other people let their garden get dry and full of weeds. They stop learning, they stop challenging themselves. Which garden do you want to have? The one that's alive and growing, or the one that stays the same forever? Think about the most interesting people you know. They're probably not the ones who know everything. They're the ones who are always asking questions, who are excited about learning something new. They might not have the highest test scores, but they have something much more valuable. A mind that's always exploring, always growing, always becoming more. Every single person has the potential to be intelligent in their own unique way. It's not about competing with others. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about understanding that your mind is a powerful tool, and you get to decide how to use it. You can choose to be curious, to be brave, to keep learning no matter what happens. As we continue our journey of understanding intelligence, let's dive deeper into how our minds truly work. It's not about magical powers or being born special. It's about the small choices we make every single day. The way we think, the way we react, the way we approach challenges. These are the real building blocks of intelligence. Have you ever watched someone solve a problem and thought, how did they do that? It's not because they have some secret superhero brain. It's because they've developed specific ways of thinking. They look at problems differently. Instead of getting stuck, they break things down. They ask questions. They're not afraid to admit when they don't know something, and they're always ready to learn. Think about your brain like a smartphone. Some people use their phone just to make calls or send messages. Others learn all the cool apps, discover new ways to do things, and make the most of every feature. Your mind works exactly the same way. Most people use just a tiny bit of their potential. They get stuck in the same old patterns, the same old thoughts. But intelligent people are always updating their mental software, always looking for new ways to understand the world. Emotions play a huge role in intelligence that most people don't talk about. It's not just about logic and facts. It's about understanding yourself and others. When something goes wrong, do you get angry and give up? Or do you take a deep breath and try to understand what happened? Emotional intelligence is about staying calm, being kind to yourself, and finding solutions instead of getting lost in problems. Learning is a skill. Just like you can learn to play an instrument or cook a great meal, you can learn to think more effectively. It's not about being born smart. It's about practicing. Every time you try something new, every time you push yourself a little bit outside your comfort zone, you're building your mental muscles. Intelligent people aren't afraid of looking stupid. They're excited about the chance to learn something new. If this reflection echoes something you've carried silently, you are not alone. Feel free to leave your thoughts or simply be here with us. And if you wish, subscribe and return when the path calls again. This journey of understanding is ongoing, and every small step matters. Our brains are incredible machines that love to be challenged. Think about children learning to ride a bike. They fall, they get up, they try again. They don't tell themselves they're stupid because they can't do it perfectly the first time. But somehow, as we grow older, we become afraid of making mistakes. We forget that every failure is just another step towards understanding. Habits are the secret language of intelligence. It's not about doing something perfectly once. It's about doing small, good things consistently. Reading a few pages every day. Asking one interesting question. Trying to understand something new. These tiny actions add up. They're like small seeds that grow into something amazing over time. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself. Intelligent people have a kind of inner voice that encourages them. They don't beat themselves up when things go wrong. Instead, they say things like, "Okay, what can I learn from this?" They see challenges as puzzles to solve, not as threats to run away from. This simple shift in thinking can change everything. The world is changing so fast. The most important kind of intelligence today is the ability to adapt, to learn quickly, to be curious. It's not about knowing everything. It's about being able to find information, to understand it, and to use it in creative ways. The most valuable skill is learning how to learn. Imagine your mind as a powerful flashlight. Some people keep their flashlight pointed at the ground, seeing only a tiny bit of what's around them. Others point it everywhere, exploring, discovering, understanding. Intelligence is about how wide you can make that beam of light. It's about being curious, being open, being willing to see things from different angles. Your potential is so much bigger than you realize. Every person has unique ways of thinking, unique strengths. Some people are great at solving logical problems. Others are amazing at understanding people's feelings. Some can create beautiful art, while others can build incredible machines. Intelligence isn't about being the best. It's about being the most authentic version of yourself. The journey of understanding your own intelligence is a lifelong adventure. It's not about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the process of growth, of discovery, of becoming more of who you truly are. Every day is a chance to learn something new, to see the world a little differently, to understand yourself a little deeper. In the deepest corners of our minds, there lies a profound truth we often avoid confronting. Intelligence is not just about what we know, but about what we're willing to face within ourselves. The most powerful form of understanding comes from looking inward, from exploring the hidden landscapes of our own consciousness, from acknowledging the parts of ourselves we'd rather keep buried. Every human being carries within them a complex world of emotions, fears, and unspoken dreams. Some people spend their entire lives running from these internal territories, afraid of what they might discover. But true intelligence demands courage. It requires us to sit with our discomfort, to examine our pain, to understand the root of our limitations. We are not defined by our past, but by our willingness to transform. The shadows of our experiences create intricate patterns in our minds. Childhood memories, past failures, moments of rejection. These are not just events, but living energies that shape how we perceive the world. Intelligent people do not ignore these shadows. They learn to walk alongside them, to understand their language, to recognize how these deep-seated experiences influence every decision, every reaction, every dream. Imagine your mind as a vast, unexplored landscape. Most people stay on the well-trodden paths, following the same routes their parents, society, or fear have mapped out for them. But true intelligence is about venturing into the unexplored territories. It's about questioning the paths you've been told to follow, understanding the invisible scripts that have been running your life, challenging the beliefs that have held you back. Pain is not your enemy. It is a profound teacher, a messenger carrying wisdom from the deepest parts of your being. When we experience hurt, when we feel lost, when we encounter moments of profound vulnerability, these are not weaknesses. These are opportunities for profound transformation. Intelligent people do not seek to eliminate pain, but to understand its message, to learn from its language. Our minds are constantly creating stories. Stories about who we are, what we're capable of, what we deserve. Most of these stories are inherited from our families, our cultures, our past experiences. But an intelligent mind learns to become the author of its own narrative. It recognizes these inherited stories, examines them with compassion, and then chooses which chapters to keep and which to rewrite. The journey of understanding oneself is not linear. It's a spiral, a continuous process of uncovering, understanding, and integrating. Some days you'll feel like you've made incredible progress. Other days you'll feel like you're back where you started. But intelligence is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about continuing to show up for yourself, even when the path feels difficult. Trauma and pain are not sentences. They are not final destinations. They are experiences that have passed through you, experiences that have the potential to become sources of profound wisdom and strength. Every wound carries within it the seed of transformation. Every moment of darkness contains the potential for unprecedented light. Intelligent people do not get stuck in their pain. They learn to alchemize it. Our emotional world is as complex and nuanced as any mathematical equation. Some emotions are loud, demanding immediate attention. Others are subtle, whispering messages we can barely hear. Learning to listen to this internal language, to understand the nuanced communication of our feelings, is perhaps the most sophisticated form of intelligence. The human mind is not a machine to be fixed, but a living ecosystem to be understood. Each thought, each emotion is interconnected, creating complex webs of meaning. Intelligent perception is about seeing these connections, understanding how a childhood memory might influence a current relationship, how a past fear might be shaping your current dreams. We are not separate from the world around us. Our intelligence is not an isolated function, but a dynamic interaction with our environment, our relationships, our experiences. Every interaction is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to understand ourselves and the intricate web of human experience more deeply. The most profound intelligence is compassionate. It does not judge. It does not condemn. It seeks to understand. It recognizes that every human being is fighting a battle, carrying wounds, navigating complex internal landscapes. To be truly intelligent is to approach yourself and others with radical empathy, with a deep understanding that we are all works in progress. In this moment of deep introspection, we touch something universal. The human experience of seeking, of growing, of continuously becoming. Intelligence is not a destination. It is a journey of perpetual unfolding, of constant discovery, of brave and compassionate self-exploration. As we reach the culmination of our journey, something profound begins to emerge. Intelligence is not a destination, but a continuous process of becoming. It is the art of transforming our deepest challenges into our greatest strengths, of turning the raw material of our experiences into wisdom that can light the way forward. Think about the most remarkable people you've encountered in your life. They're not remarkable because they're perfect. They're remarkable because they've learned to embrace their imperfections, to grow through their struggles, to see every moment as an opportunity for understanding. Intelligence is about resilience. It's about the ability to bend without breaking, to learn without being defeated, to continue moving forward even when the path seems uncertain. Our minds are infinitely more powerful than we realize. Each of us carries within us a unique constellation of potential, a set of abilities, insights, and possibilities that are waiting to be discovered. The journey of intelligence is about gradually uncovering these hidden talents, about recognizing that you are capable of so much more than you've been taught to believe. It's not about comparing yourself to others, but about becoming the most authentic version of yourself. Every experience you've ever had, the moments of joy, the periods of struggle, the unexpected challenges, these are not random events. They are the raw materials of your personal growth. Intelligent people understand that life is not happening to them, but is constantly happening through them. Each circumstance is an invitation to learn, to expand, to understand yourself more deeply. The world is changing faster than ever before. The most valuable skill is not knowing everything, but being able to adapt, to learn quickly, to remain curious and open. Intelligence is about flexibility, the ability to let go of old ideas, to embrace new perspectives, to see beyond the limitations you've previously accepted. It's about creating space in your mind for possibilities you haven't yet imagined. If this story helped you see a part of yourself more clearly, leave a trace, a like, a comment, a decision to walk with us. Subscribe and let this space be part of your own healing. Your journey of growth is sacred, and every small step matters more than you know. Transformation is not about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully yourself. Imagine peeling away the layers of expectations, fears, and limiting beliefs that you've accumulated over the years. Beneath those layers is your true self, curious, powerful, capable of extraordinary things. Intelligence is about having the courage to keep removing those layers, to keep discovering who you really are. Our emotions are not weaknesses. They are powerful sources of information, of wisdom, of understanding. Learning to listen to your feelings, to understand their messages, is one of the most sophisticated forms of intelligence. It's about creating a dialogue with yourself, about learning to trust your inner guidance, about recognizing that your intuition is a powerful form of knowing. The most profound intelligence is compassionate. It understands that everyone is fighting their own internal battles. It recognizes that growth is not a linear path, but a spiral of continuous learning and unfolding. Some days you'll feel like you're making incredible progress. Other days you might feel like you're back where you started. But true intelligence is about persistence, about continuing to show up for yourself with kindness and understanding. Your mind is like a garden. Some people let their garden grow wild, without care or attention. Others cultivate it with intention, planting seeds of curiosity, watering them with consistent learning, pulling out the weeds of negative thinking. Every book you read, every new experience you embrace, every moment of self-reflection is like adding nutrients to this garden of your mind. We are all connected in ways we can't fully understand. Your journey of growth, your pursuit of understanding, creates ripples that extend far beyond yourself. When you commit to understanding yourself, to expanding your intelligence, you're not just improving your own life. You're contributing to a collective awakening, to a deeper understanding of human potential. The most beautiful thing about intelligence is that it's not fixed. It's not something you're born with or without. It's a living, breathing process of continuous growth. Every moment is an opportunity to learn, to expand, to see the world and yourself with fresh eyes. Your potential is not something waiting in the future. It's happening right now, in this very moment of awareness. As you continue on this journey, remember that you are enough. You are always enough. Intelligence is not about being perfect. It's about being curious, being kind to yourself, being willing to learn and grow. It's about recognizing the incredible, unique potential that lives within you, a potential that is constantly unfolding, constantly surprising you, constantly inviting you to become more fully alive.